Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our Blissful Warrior practice on this first day of 2021. So welcome to 2021. I know a lot of you have been really anxious for 2020 to end. So for those of you who are looking forward to this year with happy anticipation, welcome. For those of you who are a little bit doubtful today, a little bit worried, a little bit concerned, welcome. You know, it is the first day of a new year. Of course, you know that we choose this first day of the new year sort of arbitrarily, when in fact every day that you wake up could be a fresh start. But again, you know, we've been wishing each other a happy new year today, and it's lovely to do that, and it's lovely to wish each other happiness. But there are those of us, those people out there, many of us, many of the students who I've spoken to over the last few months who aren't feeling all that happy right now. And I just want to let you know that that's okay. It really is. However you're feeling is fine. A lot of people are telling me, and I've experienced this myself, that they've just been breaking into tears for no reason that they can identify. It just seems to well up. And that's fine. You know, here in Blissful Warrior practice, this is a practice where yes, it's a yoga practice and a meditation practice, but we also practice accepting ourselves as we are. Not just because that's okay for the moment, but because really it is the perfect place for you to be. You know, I posted this morning about the beauty of taking small steps. You know, we'd all like to just snap our fingers and have an instant transformation of whatever it is that you're looking to transform, whether it's your body or your bank account or your job or your relationship. That's what we think. We think we'd like to just snap our fingers and be there already. But the joy, the empowerment, the feeling of really being alive is in the journey. And the journey is small steps, not because you're not capable of big steps, but because there's so much to relish in the small steps. And, you know, here we set New Year's resolutions on this day, right? We look forward with big plans and big dreams, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having big dreams. But sometimes we are setting ourselves up for big disappointment if we can't instantly jump into those big dreams. And so I'm here to remind you that small steps that feel good, are the journey that you're looking for. I'm Rhonda Aretsky. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the owner of River Flow Yoga, a hot yoga studio in Lambertville, New Jersey, the creator of this practice, Blissful Warrior Practice, which is loosely based on a book that I wrote a handful of years ago, but mostly based on my, I'm going to say 50 years of practicing yoga, 40 years teaching, 50 years practicing yoga. And it's called a practice for a reason, not because you need to keep practicing in order to perfect it, but because the joy is in the practice. There are lots of things that get better as time goes on. As you practice more and more, you get more fluent in poses, you get more adept at managing your emotions, at dealing with your emotional state and your reactions. That stuff becomes much more part of your everyday life, and it becomes easier. But you are practicing because the joy is in the practice. There is so much pleasure in taking these small steps every day. And I wish I could convince you in this one little time that we're going to spend together today, in this one moment, I wish I could convince you that you are not necessarily looking for the instant transformation. You're here to enjoy every single step. So as we do this practice, this Blissful Warrior practice, I'm going to encourage you to stop and pause and breathe and feel the breath. And when you do a yoga pose, enjoy the stretch, not because you're trying to perfect the pose, but because you are here in this body with this ability to use this body to feel some pleasure, to feel some enjoyment and aliveness. And that is what it means to be a blissful warrior. We're not going to be warriors about getting to our results. That's going to happen anyway. We're going to be warriors about the practice of being blissful in every moment. And that doesn't mean settling for anything less than your biggest dreams. It means recognizing that every step you take is a step on the path to not only your dreams, but to your life that you're experiencing right here and now. This is your dream. This life that you're living right now is your dream. This life that has a pandemic going on and COVID running rampant at, I don't know what our cases are today, but I know we've broken records today here on New Year's Day, and the news is looking sort of grim for what the numbers will be in the next coming months. You know, a life where you might be unemployed right now. You might be wondering how you're going to find employment in this economy. You're concerned about the state of politics, the state of your personal economy as well as the world economy. There is a lot to look at out there and to be concerned about. And I would still love to be able to convince you that every single step in this journey is part of your life's journey. And you will someday be looking back and seeing the big picture about how all the little pieces, all the little steps in this puzzle fit together to make your perfect life. And right now, it might be difficult to see the big picture. So it's okay to just sit back and enjoy the small steps for what they truly are, part of your practice of being joyful. You know, so many people are used to the idea that when I have X, then I'll be happy. When I have worked really hard at my job, then I'll get my 2 weeks vacation and get a chance to actually enjoy my life. Or when I've put in so many years and so many hours, then I can get to retire and then I can get to my real life. Friends, this is your real life. Every day that you wake up, every breath that you take is your real life. And I promise you, there is some pleasure in all of it. Even in the contrast, even when you're facing adversity, there is some pleasure in it. And so here in the middle of the day, in this Blissful Warrior practice, the practice is to pause from whatever happened in your morning and to get back to these small steps of pleasure. Taking deep breaths, sipping some water, maybe doing some stretches, some yoga asana, seeing what feels pleasurable for you right now, putting aside everything else in pursuit of pleasure, which really you don't have to pursue that hard. It's right here. It's right in your next breath. So, thank you for joining me today on New Year's Day. You'll notice that I've been here every day, 5 days a week. On the 6th day of the week, we do hot yoga and share that with you. And on the 7th day, I rest. But every day I'm here doing this practice. And I'm not even aware of how many of you are joining us. This is a free group. Nobody has to ask to join. Nobody has to pay to get in, at least not right now. So I'm not sure if I'm talking to thousands of people right now or talking to myself. Either way, this is my personal practice, and I'm really enjoying sharing it with whoever shows up. So notice that after 50 years of practicing yoga and meditation and a variety of spiritual practices, I'm still so engaged in the practice. And it's not because it's a discipline, and it's not because I have to. It's because it's part of the small steps of the everyday life of pleasure that I am committed to for myself. And I hope you'll join me in that commitment, in that Blissful Warrior commitment, to be committed to having a life that feels blissful to you, that you can remember that you have a choice about how to react to conditions around you that you might not have any control over. This is a beautiful practice, and it takes some practice. But as my friend Mary likes to say, it's not a discipline, it's a blisscipline. It is a practice that you commit to, but it isn't a hard practice. It's not a practice that you have to slam yourself against the wall in order to achieve. It's the practice of joy. So all along the way, you check in on what feels joyful. So right now, Blissful Warriors, let's arrive in a way that feels good to you. Choose a posture for your body. I'm sitting here on a cushion. This always feels so good to me. Maybe it's the habit after all these years that the moment I sit down on this cushion, my nervous system just calms down. I have a strong anticipation of how I'm going to feel next. Maybe this is not your practice. Maybe you prefer to sit in a chair. That's a comfortable place for you. Sit on a couch. Lie down on the ground. Go ahead and choose. Start choosing by what feels soothing to you in this moment. Maybe there's no high-flying bliss available to you right now, but there's always something that feels like a little bit of relief, a little bit more soothing that you can choose in every moment. So start by checking in and choosing how to arrive in a way that feels soothing for you. A few tips. If you're sitting on the floor, if you'd like to sit cross-legged, grab a cushion and place it under you. Slide to the far front edge of that cushion. Allow your knees and hips to tilt down so you just begin to feel something letting go in the knees and the hips, parts of the body that can usually be stressed. If you're sitting in a chair, if that chair has a back, lean back. Once you lean back, you begin to realize how much you're pushing forward. That pushing with the body has some effect on your nervous system, this always forcing yourself into life. Just relax, let go into life a little bit. If you're sitting on a couch or on a chair, place both of your feet on the ground and you'll have an immediate sense of grounding in your nervous system. Something just seems to settle. Try it. If you'd like to lie down, I recommend lying on your back with your legs out and your arms out. Now, wherever you are arrived in this moment, just take some deep breaths right here. Focus your gaze so that you're looking at something in front of you. Look more out of the tops of your eyes than the centers of your eyes to avoid that forward thrust. Right? Just see how much more soothing it feels. Try it. Right? If you're looking out of the centers of your eyes and your chin is thrust forward, see how that feels. If you shift your gaze towards the tops of your eyes, notice how that feels. Notice where you feel the soothing in your body. Maybe it's in your neck. For me, it feels like something just settles in my head. Something that was kind of ping-ponging around in there just starts to settle. It's really a beautiful feeling. Start to get connected to that feeling and look forward to it and enjoy it. It's available for you. All right. So let's take a sip of water. Drinking water is a really soothing practice. Good for the body, for your physical mechanics. Really nice for your nervous system. See if it doesn't feel good to you to take a few sips of water as we start this Blissful Warrior practice. All right. Now settling back down. Settling back in to your comfort position. When was the last time somebody told you that you're being comforted, you're feeling soothed, is the most important thing? Not how hard you try, not how much effort you make, not how much you struggle or push yourself. Your feeling of relief, your ability to soothe yourself is the most important thing. That is the keystone of this Blissful Warrior practice. So choosing your position of soothing, having your eyes looking more out of the tops of your eyes than the centers, noticing your chin is shifted down a little bit. Maybe you want to have this sort of sensation of placing your head back on top of your neck. Even as I do that right now, I can sense that my head was thrust forward, even with my eyes looking up a little bit. So there's a real graceful sense that filters through the body when everything is lined up. Now remember, of course, you're going to get a lot of physical benefits from a practice where your body is aligned, but you are doing it for the immediate soothing that you can feel in this moment. Why wait a moment longer to feel good? Let's move into some deep breathing. I'll guide you through. And let's see how we can enhance this feeling of relief and soothing in this very moment. You'll have many, many cumulative effects of this practice, but you'll have some instantaneous soothing. And I'd like you to be able to feel that right now, especially on this New Year's Day. So we will be breathing in and out through the nose, but you're going to pretend that instead of coming in through the nose and out through the nose, it's coming in and out through this hole in the back of your throat, making a very loud ha sound in and out. Find a comfortable position to rest your hands. I like palms in the lap. Palms on the knees is nice. Backs of your hands on the knees is also nice. Find your soothing. I can suggest lots and lots of things, but only you live in your own body, and only you are the master of what is soothing for you in this moment. It changes all the time, so you just keep checking in and looking to be soothed. It's a beautiful practice. The rewards are instant. Some more happiness available for you right now in your own body where you are. Let's begin. Inhale. Can you hear that loud ha sound I'm making at the back of my throat? Go ahead, you do it too, like a big strong Darth Vader sound. And as you make that sound, pull your collarbones wide apart. Feel the tension opening, stretching in your chest. Let your rib cage move like an accordion out to the sides, expanding nice and wide without thrusting forward. Holding here. Exhale. Again, that loud ha sound at the base of your throat. Keep your collarbones long, like one straight line across. Let your ribs come together like an accordion being played. Right to the middle. Drop your tailbone and tuck it slightly up so you get that little lift at the end. Feels like you're floating, staying empty. Feeling the calm and stillness of this pause. Inhale. Ribs are wide. Feel like there's a big accordion inside of your rib cage and you're playing it wide, holding it open. Exhale. The loud ha sound at the back of your throat, calming your nervous system, allowing your ribs to come together, dropping your tailbone down and tucking it slightly towards your navel. Inhale. Exhale. Make a little game of this. How loud can your Darth Vader sound be as you breathe here? Inhale. Exhale. Stay empty. Just notice how it feels to be in this place of stillness. Inhale. Exhale. Following the sound of your breath, hearing it as a loud ha sound at the base of your throat, dropping your tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. It's like a long, luxurious exhale breath. Hearing that ha sound long and strong at the base of your throat. Inhale. collarbones wide, ribs come out like an accordion, out to the sides rather than thrusting anything forward, keeping your chin slightly down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, in this breathing, you might begin to sense some stillness inside of you, something just calming, feeling like a soothing, a sense of relief. These are your small steps towards feeling bliss. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing is the most normal, natural thing in the world, yet can you notice how much of an empowerment tool it is? How you can use your breath to calm your body and to feel relief in your emotional state. It's powerfully simple. You don't need any special training or any special accessories or schooling. We all know how to breathe. We're just practicing all the ways that this natural gift that you've been given, breath, can actually make you feel more empowered, more blissful, more soothed, healthier, calmer. It can actually do anything you want for you just by breathing and focusing. Let's take 2 more. Inhale. Holding yourself in this fullness, collarbones wide, ribs opened wide, arms relaxed, chin down. Exhale. Holding yourself in this emptiness. Inhale. Now just observe how you feel in your body, maybe more relaxed, maybe more aligned, just maybe more settled here, and in your emotional state. You know, if you had a morning that was particularly agitating, or not, just notice how you feel right now. How might you describe this feeling? Does it feel more in control, soothed? Do you feel a sense of relief, a sense of calm? Whatever it is that you might use to describe this feeling right now, has it changed from the 10 minutes ago when we first came here? Just focusing on, again, the most natural thing, your gift of breath, focusing on it, knowing how much of a difference it can make in your ability to feel blissful in your life without any outside conditions having changed at all. I doubt that anything in the world around you has changed dramatically in the last 10 or 15 minutes, although we are very used to things changing quite instantly these days. But your ability to feel in a certain way, to feel more soothed and calmer and more like yourself in the conditions around you, has changed dramatically. Breathing. So now we're going to move into some movement, some yoga poses, not to fix your body, not to change your body. Your body is just fine as it is, but to enjoy your body. Let's have a different attitude. Wouldn't it be lovely if we had that attitude that our bodies are here to serve us? They're vehicles for us to be able to have the the five senses, the sight and sound, hearing and touch and taste and smell, to have all of that available to us through this physical body. If we could really recognize this body as a place of respite, a place of feeling good, a place of soothing and experiencing, it would be a whole different experience. We really could accept everybody's bodies and our own as just perfect as they are right now, without it just being words. We could really appreciate the way these bodies allow us to experience this life. So let's take a sip of water. Brings you back into your body. As you're sipping the water, maybe focus on the temperature of it, the feeling of it going down into your throat. Just place your mind on the sensations of this water. This is called being mindful. Really allowing yourself to be absorbed in the details of what it is you're doing in this moment. So we are going to be doing some yoga poses. If it's your first time doing yoga, welcome. Don't be scared. There's nothing here that's going to hurt. If it's your millionth time doing yoga, welcome back to the practice of doing this every day, remembering how good this body can feel. So let's bring ourselves to the floor. If you're already sitting on the floor with me, great. If you're in a chair, maybe you'd like to join me on the floor here. If you've been lying on your back, roll over onto your side and bring yourself up into a sitting position. Let's just start by bouncing the legs. So bringing the legs out in front of you, you can place your palms on the ground beside you or on your knees. Flex your heels, just gently bounce your legs. This is especially good if you just had your legs tucked under you. You can really feel the sensations. Doing these, again, small steps. And it's not because you're working yourself up into a place where you can take larger steps. This is for the pleasure of the small steps. So just gently bouncing your knees, bouncing your legs, feeling the pleasure of this. You can feel the warmth coming back into your legs. And then stop. And take a moment right here. Lock your arms now, placing your palms on your shins. Flex your heels, collarbones wide. Keep your eyes focused in front of you. Focus out of the tops of your eyes so you notice your chin drops a little. Bring your head back on top of your neck. Lean a little bit into your hips. Not that you're leaning back, but again, we all have a habit of thrusting forward. So just reclining a little bit. Feel the pleasure. Once you're so aligned, you can feel the pleasure of inhabiting this body. Inhale. Exhale. Always hearing that loud ha sound at the base of your throat. All right, let's do some stretching and bending and beautiful surrendering poses. Forward bends, separate leg stretch. So with your legs out in front of you, bring the right leg out 45 degrees to the side, flexing the heel. And you can keep your left leg straight out, or you can try placing the sole of your left foot against your inner right thigh. Okay, if this is painful on the bent knee, please don't do it. Pain has no place in a blissful warrior practice. Flex the right heel in front of you. Remember, this is all about what feels the most soothing to you in this moment. How can this body be of service to you? You are not here to whip this body into shape. This intelligent body that you have is tremendously adept at being in shape. You're here to experience that. Pain has no place here. So make your choice. And as you inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers and create this nice net of fingers, thumbs included. Begin to pull that net towards the ceiling, locking your arms. Lean a little into your hips, flexing your right heel forward, flexing the toes towards your face, and rotating your right knee in a little bit. Just feeling your stability as you lift from the waistline under the rib cage. turn your torso towards the outstretched right leg. Lean back a little more. And as you exhale, you're going to catch the ball of your foot in the net of your fingers. If you have to bend your knee up to do it, that's all right. It's just us here. Nobody's judging you. It's perfectly fine. Drop your forehead to your knee. Now make your forehead touch your knee, and if you have to bend your knee up to do that, go ahead. You'll see how relaxing that is, how soothing it is to have the spot between your eyebrows pressed to your knee. Bend your elbow tips. Let your elbows droop down beside your calf muscle. Feel your shoulders slumping. Feel your entire body opening from the back. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And as you just start to relax into this pose, we're going to change. So, coming out of the pose, pull the net off the ball of your foot, pulling the net up by your ears, stretching back up. Now here at center, watch the ribs. Try not to thrust them forward, but pull them up, straight up to the ceiling. Turn towards the center again. Now with the arms up here and the hands in the net, let's try to just use the abdominals to change the position of your legs. So it'll be left leg out 45 degrees and sole of the right foot tucked up against the inner left thigh, or right leg out straight. Remember, check in on that right knee. If it feels painful, you might feel a sensation. That's all right. But if the sensation is painful, please bring your right leg out in front of you. I promise you there is no pain that is going to give you any gain. Pain is not a good thing, and there is no benefit in it. So please, soothe your body. Relax into your body. Enjoy your body. Stretch up. Bring the net to the ceiling, the net of fingers. Maybe the arms will lock beside your ears. Lift from under the rib cage. Turn towards your outstretched left leg. Maybe lean back a little into the hips. And now we're going to throw this net of fingers over the ball of the left foot. And if you have to bend your knee to get the net of the fingers on the ball of the foot, then go ahead. And drop your forehead to your knee. Bending your knee up. See if you can get that contact between the spot between your eyebrows and your kneecap for the soothing that you'll feel. It's not an arbitrary finish line that you're trying to reach, getting the forehead to the knee. It's the soothing that you're pursuing here. Just allowing it. Let your elbows bend. Tuck your chin to your throat. Rest your forehead. Spot between your eyebrows on your kneecap. Now maybe your outstretched leg is bent. Maybe it's straight. Just notice it. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And changing out of this pose, flex the left heel. Pull the net off the ball of the foot. Bring yourself back up and back to center. Now keeping your arms overhead, let's bring both legs out. Flex both heels. Now right here, we're going to do a quick sit-up. Now if you have no back problems at all, you can try this sit-up with me. Flex your heels, lie down on your back. Arms overhead. Whoops, pull from your fingertips. Flex your heels, lift from under the rib cage, lengthen your body, tuck your chin, hold your breath, and sit up. Whoa, I'm going to go right here. Let me move a little bit so that I don't knock my wall hangings off. Right here, stretch. Oh my gosh, this stretching, it feels amazing. You're occupying every inch of your body as you stretch. And then reach for the ceiling, long back pull. Reach forward with your arms. Take your first two fingers and tuck them between your first two toes, looking at the wall. Double jerk and double exhale out your mouth. Shh, shh. Now hang forward. Forehead to knees, elbows bending beside your calves. Hang. Tuck your chin as if you're really trying to tuck your chin into your throat. And just hang here and let your body open itself. And changing out of the pose and looking up. All right, so you're going to stay with your first two fingers hooked between your first two toes. Flex your heels. Now again, at this point, maybe your legs are straight, maybe your knees are bent. Nobody cares. It's all fine. Remember, you're here to feel the maximum pleasure you can in your body right now, not to push your body into a place that feels terrible. So whether your knees are bent or your legs are straight, you're no better or worse off. Flexing your heels, gazing at the wall in front of you out of the tops of your eyes. As you inhale, lock your elbows, lift your chest, flex your heels and round your pinky toes towards your face, feeling your arms get pulled a little. And as you exhale, flatten the backs of your knees to the mat by sliding along your heels. Now, if your legs are not straight yet, again, no big deal. Just stay right here, keeping your chest lifted and your chin dropped a little. Once your legs are straight, we can look for a little deeper kind of relief. And here's how it goes. Inhale, lift your chest. Drop your chin, pull your collarbones wide. And as you exhale, flex your heels forward, round your pinky toes towards your face. If your legs are straight, you can lift your heels a little bit. And if your heels are hovering, now you can bend your elbow tips and lead your breastbone between your shoulders. Eventually your elbows will touch the ground and your chest will lie down on your thighs. And again, you haven't achieved anything better or worse. You have just found a deeper place of soothing for yourself in this moment, a deeper moment of delight in your own body, relaxing here, enjoying here, being a warrior about your bliss and letting your body be part of that bliss. Inhale, lift your chest, collarbones pulled from side to side, drop your chin a little, and as you exhale, again, flattening the backs of your knees, rounding your pinky toes towards your face. If your legs are straight and your heels are hovering, lead your breastbone forward. Maybe lead your forehead towards your thumbs, laying your chest on your thighs. Beautiful. Now changing out of the pose, come back up. Release your hands, place your palms on your shins. Lean a little into your heels your hips as you flex your heels. Flex your toes, drop your chin, and take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you're able to do that last pose with your legs straight, here's the next part. Now, here's the beauty of it. If you don't do this next part, if you simply watch or listen to the instructions, you're still getting some of the pleasure of this pose. So here's how it goes. We're going to bring the legs into a split as far as you can. Reach out with your hands and once again hook your first two fingers between your first two toes, looking at the wall in front of you. As you inhale, flex the heels forward, round the pinky toes towards the face, the legs are straight. And as you exhale, lead the breastbone forward, pull the shoulders back, bend your elbow tips, leading your chest forward and down, getting this beautiful flattening of your back. Lengthening feels so empowering. And you might feel some sensation in your inner thighs. Remember, sensation is really pleasurable, but pain is where you back down. Inhale, lift your chest, drop your chin. Exhale, flattening the legs, making sure the knees are straight before you lead the breastbone forward and down. Elbows are bent all the way. Hanging out here in these beautiful stretches when you breathe deeply is a wonderful vacation. It really is like a vacation from the way you usually feel. This just feels wonderful. And then changing out of the pose by coming up, bringing your legs together again. And once again, placing your palms on your shins, sitting up straight with your heels flexed and your toes rounded, pinky toes rounding towards your face. Elbows locked, collarbones wide. Rotate your elbows in so the inner parts face each other. Lean a little into your hips. It's like you are settling yourself into this body, feeling every delicious moment of it. And inhale. And exhale. So all these beautiful forward bend poses, let's try a bit of a backward bending pose. Supta Vidrasana, fixed firm. So coming on to your hips, sitting hips to heels. Just take a moment here. Palms in your lap. Collarbones wide. Chin dropped. Remember, if sitting hips to heels is painful, sit cross-legged or place your fingertips on the ground and allow your hips to hover a little bit over your heels. You are feeling for the soothing that your body can offer you in this moment. This is where your benefits are. Inhale. And exhale. Now, as you inhale, place your fingertips on the ground and wiggle your heels apart with your hips. So you're sort of wiggling, got a little rounded sort of hula dance thing going on. And your hips will come to the ground between your heels. If they don't, then just keep wiggling. This is tremendously beneficial for your hips, your heels, your ankles, your knees, and your soothing. Once your hips are down, you can try the backward bend portion of this pose. So, sort of settling in, nestling in. It's right palm on right sole, left palm on left sole. Squeeze your shoulders together behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, hang your head, and ease into your elbow tips, hanging your head, lifting your chest. One elbow tip at a time. Let the top of your head ever so lightly graze the mat before you slide to the back of your head, lying down on your back. And right here, if you'd like, you can sweep your arms over your head, grabbing your opposite elbow tips, chin down, looking down the midline of your body, and maybe even walking your knees together and pulling your knees forward and down, feeling this beautiful, intense stretch across your quads. Beautiful opening for all the organs in the front part of your body for you to breathe into. Inhale. And as you exhale, feel the ribs come together, feel the knees come together, and drop your lower back. If you're all the way down in this pose, changing out of the pose is easy. Elbow tips and forearms on the ground. Take the weight of your body into your elbow tips. Lift your chest. Allow your head to really hang heavy as you bring yourself back up. Palms on your soles, coming up easily. Your head is the last thing up. And here we are. Let's do a beautiful resting pose called Child's Pose. So let's do an extended Child's Pose. Knees are 8 to 10 inches apart. The toes behind you are touching, big toes. Fingertips are on the ground beside your knees. Looking at the wall in front of you, begin to lower yourself to the ground until your forehead and your breastbone touch down. Then relax your arms at your sides, around your body. Let your shoulders slump, your elbow tips are bent. And breathe. Inhale. Changing out of the pose, fingertips on the ground in front of your knees, elbow tips bending towards your hips, hanging your head, coming up really slowly. It's as if you're building your spine so that your head can be supported on top. And bring the knees back together and settle back hips to heels. Remember, hips to heels is not a soothing position for everybody. So if this is bothersome to you in any way painful, sit cross-legged. Remember, you're here for the soothing, all of the benefits that you're looking for your body, the flexibility, the toning, the strength. It's all in the soothing. I know this is different than what you've been told in most forms of movement, but we're blissful warriors here. We are doing things in a way that's ancient and yet different. Inhale. Exhale. You know, it's funny how when I start every Blissful Warrior practice, I always feel like I'm just going to narrow it down to a couple of poses today. And every pose that I do just leads me to the next one, to this feeling of wanting to go deeper into this sense of relaxation and bliss that I'm feeling. So let's do one more, half spinal twist. So coming back down onto your hips. Bend your your left knee. So this left knee will point directly in front of you. Now again, you're checking if bending the knee is problematic, painful in any way. You just place that leg straight out ahead of you. Let's bring the right leg around. Right leg up and over so the heel touches with the knee corner. And settle back into your hips. Maybe move your heel out from under your right hip. Just lean a little back so you feel both hips are grounded. Let your arms relax. Keep your palms right here on the knee. And just lean into it until you feel yourself settled. You know, this settling in your body is a settling of your nervous system. It's one of the reasons it feels so good and relaxing to you. It's wonderful alignment for your physical body and incredible calibration for your nervous system. These two things work together. You know, your nervous system is in complete coordination with your immune system. As you feel calmer and more relaxed and your nervous system becomes more aligned, your immune system functions at a higher level. Bring your right arm behind you, locking it like a kickstand. Let's see if I can turn to the side so you can see what this looks like. So here's the right arm, and you're leaning into it, and it's locked. Like a kickstand, you get to lean into it. Left arm comes up by your ear. Reach for the ceiling. Reach under your ribs towards the ceiling, and then bend this elbow down around the outside of the knee. Push the knee away. Reaching down, place your fingertips on the ground so this arm is locked as well. Or you might slip your hand under your bent knee. But let's keep both arms locked. As you inhale, lift your chest, lifting your breastbone, and widening across the collarbones. So notice how my collarbones look like one straight line. Drop your chin, and as you exhale, turn your head and look over your right shoulder. Now let's go a little deeper. As you inhale, keeping both arms locked, lift your chest. Widen across the collarbone, suck your stomach in. And as you exhale, twist and move your waist. Twist and move your ribs. Twist and move your shoulders. Drop your chin. And twist, move your eyes. And twist. And change. Coming back around to center again. Just lean back a little into your hips. Just relax into it. You're still keeping your back straight, but can you feel this sense of settling in? It's like you're home. Home in your own body. Let's alternate now. So bending the right knee, or again keeping the right leg straight if bending this knee causes any pain. Right? You don't deserve pain, my friends. You deserve soothing. Left leg up and over. The left heel is against the right knee corner, settling into both hips. Here's a great way to know you're settled. Just lean back a little bit. Drop your chin. Take a breath. No rush. Now bring your left arm behind you and the right arm up by your ear. Straighten your arm, lift from your fingers, but lift from under the rib cage, straight up. Notice if your ribs are thrusting forward, just pull it back a little bit and reach right up out of your waist. See how easy that is? Then bend the right elbow down around the knee and push. Reaching your fingers down to the ground to lock your arm, or maybe slipping your hand under your bent knee, keeping the knee on the ground. Inhaling, lift your chest, your breastbone. Pull the collarbones long and wide, drop your chin. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. And again, inhale, lift your chest, collarbones wide, suck your stomach in. As you exhale, twist and move your waistline. Twist, move your ribs. Twist, move your shoulders, drop your chin, and twist. Really straighten your eyes looking around the room. Notice that straightening your eyes doesn't feel bad. It actually feels wonderful as you just keep looking for the next thing behind you. Twist. And change. Back around to center. Lean a little into your hips. Take a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Now let's unfurl the legs. Bring the legs out in front of you again. And just as we started here, place your hands either on the ground or on your knees. And let's just bounce a little bit. Very relaxing, especially when you've had the legs curled under you. Bouncing. Flex your heels as you bounce. If your hands are on your knees, you'll feel your shoulders move as you bounce. And stop. So as we end this practice, you're going to choose a departure practice for your body. You can be sitting, you can be lying down. If you're choosing to lie down, which I highly recommend, here's a beautiful way to bring yourself to the floor. Flex your heels, lock your arms, drop your chin. As you inhale, collarbones wide, chin down. Flex the heels forward, round your pinky toes towards your face. And as you exhale, begin to lean into your hips and slide your palms over your knees, up over your thighs. You're lowering yourself to the ground, one vertebra at a time, mindfully massaging every part of your spine. When you're all the way down, let your arms rest at your sides, palms facing up, heels lightly touching, toes flopped apart. Keep your eyes open, tuck your chin down, nestle your shoulder blades to the mat, and take a breath. Now I'm going to come back up to a seated position to end my practice, but you can stay lying on the ground. I'll bring myself up with a sit-up. Shh. All right, so breathing again. Started with breathing, we'll end this practice with breathing. Breathing is something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life, literally. And so using this breath as a way to embody yourself, to bring yourself back into this body in a way that feels pleasurable, is always available to you. So let's breathe. Inhale, collarbones wide. Hear that sound at the back of your throat? A loud sound like Darth Vader breathing. Exhale. Notice how relaxing it feels to stay empty, to not take that next inhale so quickly. Take that as a really nice little message. how beautiful pausing can be in your life. Inhale. Exhale. Pause it here. Inhale. Ribs are wide like an accordion. Collarbones wide, really open and long, side to side pulling. Exhale. It's as if you open your body internally, and then as you exhale, you settle back in. Your body is a beautiful place to live, my friends, and your life has so many surprises and delights just waiting for you to experience them. I know this can sound really trite when you're experiencing some hardship, and there are conditions outside of your body and your life that feel very dire and worrisome. But small steps, in these small steps, starting with breathing, you are going to regain not only your sense of balance, but your feeling of joy, this feeling of being delighted by this life that you've come here to live, even when conditions around you are less than delightful. Welcome to 2021. My hope, of course, is that it's a year of incredible surprises and delights for you. And it can be, no matter what the conditions are, the outside conditions. I promise you that in this practice, in this blissful warrior practice, you find your daily bliss in this hour that we are together here in the middle of the day. The middle of the day, I love this time of the day to do this practice. It really is a pause. The first part of your day, the morning, then you pause to remember, oh yeah, I'm in control of how I feel, no matter what's going on around me. And then you take that feeling into the rest of your day, and you see how good your day can really be every day. So, I will continue to share my practice with you here on this Facebook Live page, even as we begin to slowly open the doors to our physical studio, and we also offer virtual training to you, coming to you remote, if you'd like more of a one-on-one practice. But this is my particular love, this Blissful Warrior practice. It is a practice that I do every day as my blisscipline, something that is a practice that feels blissful to me, and I hope to you too. So, welcome, Blissful Warriors. Thank you for joining me and sharing this practice with me, especially on this New Year's Day. I will be here again on Monday. Tomorrow in this space, we will be sharing hot yoga with you. If you've never done hot yoga, you're in for another surprising, delightful experience. So join us, soothe yourself. Remember to take lots of deep breaths when you can remember. It is a practice. You're breathing normally, naturally, but remembering to breathe mindfully is a practice. So you find yourself reminding yourself hundreds of times a day. That's fine. Remember to drink water, so instantly soothing. And remember that you deserve to feel blissful. Not when things have changed, not when this pandemic is over, not when things get back to normal, right now. And there are these beautiful, small, gentle, wonderful feeling steps that you can take just by breathing. It's my pleasure to share this with you. I'm Rhonda Uretsky from Riverflow Yoga, from Blissful Warrior Yoga, and I will see you again soon. Go out and enjoy the rest of this day. Be prepared for it to delight you, because you are coming from a place of delight into the day. Bye, friends. See you soon.